Chudam Soki Chomama, Janchu Badu Dami Chapsuchi, Dagi Chöchen Jigre Sonam Ki, Droha Penchir Sangi Drupa Shu. Chudam Soki Chomam La, Janchu Badu Dami Chapsuchi, Dagi Chöchen Jigre Sonam Ki, Droha Penchir Sangi Drupa Shu. Chudam Soki Choknam La, Shangchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsu Chi, Dagi Chushen Nipe Sonam Ki, Drola Penchir Samge Drupa Sho.
Hello everyone. Good morning. The online guys. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Geshe.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Geshe. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Guys got a lot of snow? How much? For the man. Like 2-3 inches, 4 inches.
Yeah, it's lots of snow up here. Snowing now too.
Oh,
Yeah.
here also a lot of snowy, right? A little bit. Okay, anyway, it's wonderful to be able to again start. Today it's Tibetan New Year's, 2150 years. He said today 2023, right? Tibetan 2150 years ago we celebrated the Losar.
When did they start? Some special event or no?
They consider one special text counselor from India to Tibetan. I think during that time they start. I'm not really sure. A long story, also different stories, not same everything. And we also follow the elements, animals, 12 animals. And we have so many things, you go to Tibetan calendar, they have so many things, each year. Sometimes we have extra months, extra day, sometimes we missing the day. Sometimes, I think 3 years we have one extra month. We don't missing month, but I think we have some 30 months. I don't know how to count these things. But anyway, we celebration for also different things. The spring losar, the king's losar, and the sangha losar. I think these laws are the most sangha losar. That in monastery, in the morning like 2 o'clock they start to put a puja. We all go to puja. For like Sera Jey, we go to for Sera Jey puja. Puja is like celebration. We not pray all day. And after they finish, we have to also like men gomba. We together pray. And after we go to also more prayers. After that, all the monks go to see the teachers to get the blessing. And all this we call them sangha losar. Next day is in the Jabo losar, like king's losar. Before 1959, there are a lot of kings, right? Tibetan. They took kings to a lot of dances, they show things. There are many things. I think Chinese losar, we are doing that time because spring losar. No, Tamchu, so he celebration like that. Someday to Yirmo losar. I think the 3 different times. Anyway, we plan. I think we really explain the 29. We clean the house, really clean inside, outside. We have special soup, we put things inside. After we eat, also some pray. We throw up those things. Not keep any bad lucks, bad things with us. And then we say New Year's check, complete luck. Our mentally, physically, everything's new. We just start with that. This is the way, anyway. And also be good. I think maybe here, you can see in the Kadas, maybe 300-400 people can stay. We puja here, 5 o'clock. Some people, Jennifer, Bob, Vika, who came, Jackie, and some people online people came. We do Guru Puja, the extensive pray. Not tomorrow, like India, the monasteries start to, today the last day, vacation. Tomorrow they start Great Mulam. Great Mulam, how is it? Yeah, they do like great prayers. Lama Zopa have 3 dates, very important. Did you hear? Look, in New York. Ale, 제가 지름보치긴 대신 대신 싫어. 보다 아니 달라데 물음 좀 대시 자요. 다 산이네 곳에 딱 로 게덴베가 고바 사미가 달라데 물음 좀 곳에 자요.
So there are 3 great deeds that Lama Zopa performed, and one of them was establishing the Great Prayer Festival, in Lhasa, and so they start Sanjinira.
야 산이는 곳도.
So start from tomorrow.
아니 드네 다 든다치는 지금 손에 드네 아니 디지마들라 아니 야와샴바 든데쇼그리 코라비네 곰발 코라점네 자마 참에 코라잡 나때 마와바 산지 좀 된데 그 템바만 내비질래야 납타와다 아니 야와샴베 템바데 줄 투투하게 템드기시네 요거.
And so they do this prayer festival for about a week, and on the last day, which maybe I think falls on the full moon day, and then that day, on the last day of the prayer festival, they will kind of invite Buddha Maitreya's statue in the procession, into the monastery. So they will place somewhere else, and then from there it will invite to the monastery or to the temple, the main temple, and in procession. So the purpose of doing that is to establish an imprint, for meeting with Buddha Maitreya soon after the teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni extinct.
제가도 야와샴베가 급하게 두어. 그때 야와샴베
You
거래.
can see we have a Buddha Maitreya statue in the Gompa here.
그게 다 뚜기차제.
So that's the emanation form. There's a different kind of forms. That's the emanation form, emanation body form.
내 라바 예쇼인데 단다 초대가 강들 주주인데 내 롱기차제래. 야 이제 야와샴바래.
And then you can see also on the left side, above the stupa, there's a small one that's in the enjoyment body form.
근데 용단을 가르나 단다 장소 파지다도 그게 빠지노 좋은 보이. 요거 빠진 보이 놓아.
And so how this comes, is it is the different form, in a different aspect. So like you see the Jokhang's, the Buddha Shakyamuni in Jokhang temple, there's a picture there on the wall.
You say right? 이제 그게 꾸되다 나도 산지 좀 그 속다 집발에 꾸주발이네.
And so that Jokhang, the picture of the Buddha Shakyamuni from the Jokhang temple, which has the crown ornament, and it's actually the same statue as we have of the Buddha Shakyamuni in the Gompa. The main the big statue we have in the Gompa of the Buddha Shakyamuni is exactly the same actually.
이제 다 산지 좀 된데 그 양을 대비 질래야 안에 꾸마다와 숨 속다마다와 숨 로충이 쳐가지. 알로 숨지 쳐가지. 되는라고 마다와 숨 써버려. 근데 찍대다 야가려 와지 찍가와나 무시. 어때 니들 별려. 찍대 야나를 집어라. 찍대 별치. 야나 고주 범모대 여기 잡보다 안에 차다변에 다 야나 잡보가 아니 범모라야. 아무도 배vel로서 야나 깨라서 있대. 근데 산지 좀 내가 고대 때와 봐. 대문양도 키워서.
And so that after Buddha Shakyamuni passed away, then there were 3 statues of Buddha Shakyamuni was constructed, and in different in different age group, like looks like a 30 years old or 20 years old, like that. So one of them is in India, and the one, I don't know where it went, but the other one went to China, and then later it came to Tibet, with the queen from China, who married to the king Songtse Gampo. When she came to Tibet, she brought that with her as like a kind of a dowry, with her, and then that's how it came to Tibet.
근데 쟤는 되게 이제 대갑 산지 좀 내도 꼰다가랑 아주 내었는데 집에 직장이 말해. 당보 뭐 열리니까.
So when it was brought to Tibet, it looked just like that, just like the one we have inside our gompa.
아니 테네다 아니 단다 시당 단다 로사까라야 춘르 때 이제 산지 좀 된데 샤슈에 나고라야 산지 좀 된데 그 니마 쫑알라야 다 슈로 못에 땜바다야 아니 직가로 렌더체네야 아니 텐데 딱좀 저거 이제 뒤가 산지 좀 된데 그 딱까지 제가 제소체다 아니 지름 보직을 해달라 하데 몸 좀 보세요 쭉 뒤가라야 조라 우제데 피네 아니 롱키체셔 소셜 바
And so actually during the first month of the lunar calendar, is the for the first 15 days, Buddha Shakyamuni, during the time when he was alive, he had kind of a competition with the non-Buddhist teachers on the miracles powers that they can perform. And so he subdued them over 15 days time. He subdued all the Buddhists, all the non-Buddhist teachers, and brought them into the right path. And so in order to celebrate that special deed of the Buddha Shakyamuni, Lama Tsongkhapa established this great prayer festival, where the monks from all different monasteries will come together and perform the prayers, and do other like activities, dharma activities, and so forth. And so and then when he did that at the end of this prayer festival, the first prayer festival that he established, at the end, then he offered the jewel, the ornament on the Buddha Shakyamuni statue that was in the Jokhang temple, and then turn it into like the enjoyment body form.
아니 라데 몰음 쳔보다 다 디컵 고츠네 데니 단다가 받다 라데 몰음 쳔보 돈도 되게.
And so that great prayer festival was established at that time by Lama Tsongkhapa, and then since then it's been celebrated every year on the New Year day, from the New Year on the day till the full moon day, until now. So it's been going on.
어데 신데다 다 데네 중에 다 단당도 줄었거나 다 도지들라야 가지 몰음 니마 몰음 길로 몰음 뭐 초도 참아 담보 고츠데 지름보 쳔바.
So just like that, then other traditions, Tibetan Buddhist traditions also perform this great prayer festival. Like you might have heard in Bulgaria, there's like the great prayer festival of the Nyingma and of the Kagyu of Satya and so forth. So the first one was started by Lama Tsongkhapa.
어떻게 다 니가블은 내한테 또 텐데 또 봐. 아니 다 조망 코치 아니 상시 아니 지름보 쳔게 다 몰음 도저될 맛도 손대 그래.
And so the prayers that are chanted or recited, during that time are those texts composed by Lama Tsongkhapa, like the in place, of the dependent rising, and the king of prayers, the Tara prayers, and so forth.
아니 디가블야 아니 기시 담자생들 아니 하람 기시에서 됩니다 타원. 아데 몰음 쳔 담자생들 하람 기시에서.
So and also at that occasion, then they also take the exam of the Haram Geshe. The Haram Geshe, is the top level Geshe, who becomes would kind of they take kind of exam, or they will sit in the debate and then answer all the questions from everybody who debates to them.
오케이 다 되지 다 된데 다 단대 가려나 간다 간지 물음 소도 용 거든다 간도 다 물음 이제 로주마도 간도 니마치데 알라데 물음 제시도 지금 속대 답시인다
And so in the United States also, we have many Buddhist monastery representatives, like who are holding this prayer festival. Like right now, they're doing in New York. There are many monks and geshes there. They're doing that. So Geshe say, hopefully, someday we can do it here in Boston also.
어제 다다 들이 간지 다 라데 물음 치고 간지 로서 줄다. 근데 라든 물음 치고 처음에와이나 나도 들이 아니 나도 teaching 담보듯이 아니 산이 나도야 좋다 해야지. 아니 뒤주어야 나도 된다. 좋다 해도 단도 정도 라데 물음 치고 차시로 간지 산이 가와도 냠도 지가 다도 개와 냠도서는 나도 담아 촉라 보지 싸거래.
And so even though we are not able to do this Great Prayer Festival here at the center or in Boston area, but at least, we have this teaching today, right? First day, first teaching of this year. And tomorrow we have a Tara Puja. And then the day after tomorrow, we have Guru Puja. And then Medicine Buddha Puja on the full moon day. So all this, we can consider as the part of the prayer festival. So if we do it in that way, and then think of doing this in a group with all the people out there who are celebrating or who are participating in the celebration of the Great Prayer Festival, then we also accumulate the same amount of merit as they do. And then there's a precept also, right? A minor precept on the full moon day.
so, right? 제자 장안도가 소소고 딱 알아서 감독주도가까지 야보치게다 장소 대냥주 지하정한테 가와서 무슨 삼고 당감수 나비 축이 삼도한다. 안들이 지하정을 가와서 뭐 삼고.
And so we're trying our best to do whatever we can, right? So if you get the chance to participate, even in not person in that place there, but remotely by doing some kind of prayers, if you think that you are participating in the practice that they're doing over there, and having this opportunity to do this is a great, it's very fortunate. If you think like that, then it becomes more meritorious.
아니 나도 다 되기 전에 내기 전에 열기 전에 내가 곧 니바카가 요래 나중에 시작했잖아.
And of course, in terms of because of the time, because of the place, and because of the the people around can make a big difference in the practice that we do.
제가 아니 들이 소소가 제정 가와고만나 수수 대학 개발 개살 납치면 마무사요래.
So if you rejoice, in being able to do the practice that you're doing, and thinking that very fortunate, to be able to do it, in the group with other people who are doing at this time in some places, and if you rejoice in thinking in that way, then it becomes even more meritorious.
Okay, 제자 안에 되지. 다 네가 그냥 가서 담자샤로 땅을 빼날로니 돈이 짝짝이 되가나. 다 이제 hello good morning. 아니 소중한데 감독주도 야고 쳐래. 다 대나지지 다 니돈 주 짝섬들이야. 제가 인사부터 담자로 샤와이나 대 팽겨야.
And also if you make a a commitment, or kind of a resolution, new resolution that saying that, I did my best in the year 2022, and this in a year in 2023 I'm going to do as best as 2022, if not worse, like that. So if you make a resolution or commitment like that, then also helps to do your practices or do better.
아니 당아도 로조 뭐 저거 디갈아야 담담배 네 롱해만에 람네 미카시가 다 람름치 뭐 타치 가시가 타니레 줬잖아 로치가 대만이 들었죠 내죠 마 당도 저 로아이라 배샤 로관이 로시가 되네요래 대 나니 들이 총으로 나랑 미카시 람름치 뭐 양조 원이 알로치나 치사와치스.
And then there are some people, they made a resolution to read the whole Lamrim text, like the great stages of the path to enlightenment by Lama Tsongkhapa. So there's like however many pages there are. So you read through the whole text, from the beginning, till the end. And some people say they read once, some people say they read twice, in the year 22. And then Geshe say, he hopes that you can do that again, the same or even more this year.
제가 니말에 쇼나 가제 가제로는 로칭의 직차로 그래. 대가 나 소소 마시베 녀라야. 만도 람람치마 테마치 거는 다 같이 로에서는 추조는 신났다. 이제 손은 쌈지 맞아 간지 상처나 여러봐. 이게 던져 이게 로바나 줘야 되는데 손은 대 상제마다 식세식 막 대라창 해서 맞아야 돼. 배 겨워치 못 살아.
So if you just keep reading a few pages every day, then eventually in a year you will read the whole you will have read the whole text. So if you go through the whole text, right? If you have read the whole text from the beginning to the end before you die, then the merit that you accumulate is inconceivable. Just like it is said in the King of Prayers, the how much merit you're going to create, accumulate by doing that is only perceivable by Buddha.
어 집에나 람람 좀 올라오다가 나는 주막 갈래 전에 람람 좀 시작금 전에 대블 따먹어지. 당번들의 인세다 단전녀가 가로 당보반의 신이 돼서 단전녀가 저번부터 봐 레전드에서 막 섭제되는 순서고 검잖아야. 아니 강가로 시험이 잘 오래.
And then also you can do a glance meditation on that. Once you have read that, then because you have read that, in sequence, like starting from the Guru devotion, and then profitable rebirth, death and impermanence, karmic love, cause and effect, and so forth. So you just do a glance meditation on each subject like that.
근데 람람치면 차돌로만야 남주 람람치면 삽제 코랑 솔레 소치 같은데 야 던서 차돌로만 야 대로나 되게.
So even if you are not able to read the whole the great stages of path to enlightenment by Lama Zopa, but at least if you can read the outlines, so that's like the outlines. If you can just read the outlines, that's very good too.
남주변은 염람바 망보변은 한다. 삽제도 some subject rangi 간에 막 검들이자 그래.
And then many practitioners, they just memorize the outlines and then just do their practice or meditation based on the outlines.
람람치면 타마카시 lokso나 아니 아울렌 subject 간 알려봐도 어떤 디컬은 되는데 시작해서 도동라고 지. 당도 람람 차돌로 신상 말. 근데 도동라고 지니. 어찌 샤서 도고.
But you have also read the whole Lamrim, then you and you have memorized the outlines, then during this outline, oh, this is what it's talking about, or this is what you might not know everything in detail, but you will have the a gross idea about what that outline is talking about. And then if you are not able to read the whole the Lamrim, the extensive or the great stage of path to enlightenment by Lama Zopa, but then there's also a middling level, middle length Lamrim. You can read that. So it's the same thing. It covers the whole thing, but it just depends on how extensively it is explained.
And then 중요하지 바지 람람 디듬 람람 중요하지 바지 람람 디듬 메로 어떤데 다 쇼로카 자냥 유니즘이 말때.
And then there is a short Lamrim, which is the line of experience, right? So the line of experience by Lama Zopa, that's kind of the short Lamrim, so that's very short and it's all in the verses, so you can just recite the whole verses.
내가 감도 쇼치네 남바이 바다 티는 감도 믹스에 다 잡으려면 종가 바다 주제다 되는다. 근데 만나 아니 감도 아니 지삼라 빠샤샤와 아니 지경에 빠지서 때네 팽거래.
And so because we are Buddhists and especially related with the Lama Zopa, Buddhism of Lama Zopa, and so if we read the text composed by Lama Zopa, then that will definitely leave very strong imprint in our mind and also will help to overcome any obstacles that might come on our way to do our practices.
제나베나 가주데 니마를 루슬라야 범가 소세지로 다 딩선다 버려. 근데 범가 베나 참 범치 차야다 지 아니 메람 범치 사던데 아니 네 라메나 좀 범치 되네 여러 가지 딩선다 버려. 차고요. 빌루빌라야 범가 되는 타니요 말데나 다 벨로도 코테 코청거.
And so there's like in other traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, like Nyingma Kagyu, they have they call it like 500,000, like the 100,000 prostration, 100,000 mandala offering, 100,000, like that. There are 500,000 practices. So Gelugpa, of course, we can do that. We can do those practices as a preliminary practice, but there's no such term as 500,000. It's just the term it's not there. But doing this kind of practice of reading the whole text by Lama Tsongkhapa, becomes like that, of a preliminary practice.
아니 야 티가 때야 냄섬나 아니 정해를 신이 뭐 쪼그랬어.
And on top of that, if you want to add some more, then you can add, the Lama Tsongkhapa's the eloquent speech, on the interpretive and definitive meaning.
I had that book. Yeah, last time we talked about that. But it tape by Indian Yori, this English?
Do we have that in English?
So yeah.
Personally, I'm gonna look for it though.
Yeah. But yeah, but it they jamboree machine and Lord Tamari Songo.
Like His Holiness says, he reads that once a year. So I'm sure there is in English, so you can read that if you want to add more on top of that.
jamboree 저 파도 배우가 같은데 대 주주시 시다 대 대부분 쇼고 자도 쉽지 좀 말해. 아니 파 가와는 냠도 키로 요소도.
And so His Holiness always carries that with him. He says it's not that many pages, not that big. So wherever he goes, he will take that with him and read it.
나 대콜라야 샘섬마도 오마라제바 된데 따위 고셔네. 야 시라 고고 말래 라고 말해.
So it's all about the view, of the Siddhamatharin and Madhyamika views. So might not be able to understand the whole thing what it's talking about, but if you just read it, you leave strong imprint in your mind.
그래서 던져 때네 나도 로가이나 깨웠다만 뭐 투제 몰음 전에 자자다 안도 샘라 빠자해 보자 그래 단달 센들라 먼저 뽑아 맞지나 깨와 쇼마 쇼민 요보제 가지 빠자샤로 그래.
Because it's written by great beings, great holy beings like Lama Tsongkhapa, with their experience, and so therefore, if we are able to read that, even if we are not able to generate the realization in this lifetime, but definitely will leave a very strong imprint in our mind, so that later when we meet it again, then it will easily be generated in our mind.
아니다 가도 남인데 고들라 스트라라고 여봐 어떻게 되네라고 간지 당이들아 지나도 저런 너희들이 지하요 되거든. 내 지하고도 납니다. 너희들이 지하요 수수 찍면 찍소도 와당가 내 찍 예삼나 로치라체는 그 담자로 자는 거라.
And then also you are familiar with this, the Golden Light Sutras like that, right? So I'm not saying that you have to do this all, but just saying that there are these things that you can do, and you are the one who will have to make the decision to do or not do whatever you want. And so if for the whole year, and if you do some kind of some practices like this, then that makes your whole year very meaningful.
제가 양다 드리요. 탁 차다 줘면은 대체 맞다 왔지. 아니 대체나 깔리지 양수도 양 세나 강에 대만 바지. 수 강제도 안가 달론 대치기 루주만 대치게서는 제도나 약보. 엄마도나 그 찍제는 그래.
So not saying that you have to make a commitment, otherwise, like if you say, "Oh, I want to do this, I'm going to make a commitment to do this," and then if you're not able to do that, then that becomes stressful for you. So you don't want to do, you don't want to do that kind of a commitment. Just make it easy for yourself. Say, whatever I can, I will do it. And if you can't finish it this year, you can finish it next year.
애들 남람 제모실로가나 파신데 최근 기본디거든 남람 제모나래.
And so if you are able to read the whole, the great stages of path to enlightenment by Lama Tsongkhapa, then it includes the whole perfection vehicle teaching on that.
아 델로마드나야 남람데 파신 그 자와 무토젠 야와 자만고 소 다데 숄로가 장자래. 야 델로나야 펜토고 저를 자와도 자사가 자와 망제데 로슨 거.
And then if you are not able to read that whole thing, then there's Buddha Maitreya's Ornament of Clear Realization, the 8th chapter. And so if you can just read that, and that includes the whole perfection vehicle's teachings, the perfection vehicle and the Vajra vehicle. So perfection vehicle teachings is all included in that. Like in the monasteries, the monks will all recite, because it's all in the verses, so they will memorize and recite it.
안에 되네 오마 걸려나 오만 주파. 안에 내는 약보여. 당에 데려져 너희들이 요르세라거든. 나도 로종 적었나 빼 내라고 제도 맞았나. 옆에 라바좀 줄려고 있나 바샤샤로 그러와.
And then there is also text, on Madhyamika, on the view, the Madhyamika view is called engaging in the middle way. And this is also in the verses, in the verse form, so you can just recite it easily. And I'm saying again, like I'm saying, is that this kind of text, this is kind of text you can recite, but whether you can recite or not, it's up to you.
아니 되게 저발아야 아니 제발 왔던 거 집에 엄마 고마라 살때 지래 어떤도 다 인증하려 되면 그지 어떤데 열이야.
So the engage in the middle way by Chandakirti, I think that's all, and it's already in English. And then there's a commentary by that commentary to that by Lama Tsongkhapa called Gongbot of Self. This is like a clear explanation of the Buddha's intention, like what is Buddha's intention, is of the middle view. And I'm not sure that one maybe is in English or not.
아니 다음에 오메 걸어야 나는 공부를 줄 거야 자와 싫었어야다. 아니 오마리 진짜 와서 어떤 소리 고쇼로까지 앉아있던 소리야 아무튼 그래서 로트나 바샤샤가 왔어.
And then also there's another text by Nagarjuna, it's called Fundamental Wisdom, and also the Precious Garland on the middle way. So these are all in the verses. So if you can recite them, that would be very good, as you will leave very strong positive imprints in your mind.
아니 다음에 체메 거에는 안에 빠데 나와 빠데 치라고요. 아니 체만 남자가 자와 어떤 애야 림보이야. 또 이니에는 뭐냐 또 로토나 바샤샤로. 인지 달로로마다 다 갈래갈래 지진의 창도 다 하고 이러와.
So then there is also a text on the valid cognition, by Dharmakirti, and I think it's all in the verse form also. There's the text, it's called the commentary on the valid cognition. And so if you have a time, then you can read that too. That will also help to leave strong imprint in your minds.
네, 어때지? 내가 아니 다 이제 차다다. 아니 지금 뭐 시바가 남다도야. 아니 르 인이가 손대 잡았을 때는 열던데 인이가 요냐면 또 자살하다 또 자방가서 배 로슨 거지.
And then there's there's the root text and also on Vasubandhu's Abhidhamma Kosha. They're like the 5 root texts. So one of them is called the Abhidhamma Kosha by Vasubandhu.
어때? 아니 다 되네. 아니 도타와. 너만 도타와서 열. 내가 여대가 송으로.
And then there's the root text on the disciplines. It's called Vinaya. I think it's by Yuan Ho.
어제다 아니 다 땡아도 남주 남백이 다 쇼 차가 되버려. 싸왕아는 왠지 아션 엄마 아니 참아 이제 너와 다들 차가 되어래.
So so there was the 5 the root texts. So it's the first one is the perfection vehicle. That's the ornament of clarification. And then you have the middle way, engaging the middle way, and then the commentary on the valid cognition by Dhammakirti, and then Abhidhamma Kosha by Vasubandhu, and then says the Vinaya by Yöndeho or Yanagarbha. And so these are the 5 root texts that usually the monks who study Buddhist philosophy in the monastery will memorize all of them. So those are the root texts, and then there is a commentary to then each of these root texts, and you study those commentaries of these root texts. So if you can just read them or at least touch them, then you will leave a strong imprint in your mind. Of course, you guys are so busy in your life, you will not have the time to do a whole extensive study on those. And nowadays it is even more convenient, right? That you can have the book in in your iPad or on your what do you call that? Amazon one. No?
Kindle.
A Kindle. So, if you have too many books, then you have to build a shelf, right? So you don't have all this space, to put all the books. Nowadays, it's very convenient. You can find all these texts, in PDF form, so you can have in the iPad or Kindle and so forth. So it's very convenient. And I also, there's I don't know if it's just a rumor or is it true, but Lama Tsongkhapa reads the 8,000 verses of the perfection vehicle, as a daily practice. So I don't know if it's the whole 8,000 verses, of the profession of wisdom, but anyway, the short one you can see in Heart Sutra also, right? So usually you just come to see all this the text like the engaging in the middle way, like Bodhisattva Avatara or the Lamrim and so forth. So I'm just telling you, to let you know that there are so many texts like that, so that if you have a time and energy, then you can read all these things.
Okay. What is that? What is that? 남주 저도 시간을 야 남는 체 몽골에 제시하잖아 아니 개와시 망해서 제 말했어 어디 코치 맞아야고 거니 더 이제 말와 제가 뺏자지 못해 그래.
So the Lamrim text, by Lama Tsongkhapa, the great stage of the path enlightenment, by Lama Tsongkhapa, that text, is considered very sacred. Like, people when they're dying, if they can, read through that, or at least even like place that text on their head, then they will not born, in the long run, and then see how much benefit you will have if you have read the whole thing. Then there's even more benefits like that.
어디 야들이 야 가시기 다 하지 말로래 야 가시 야 니마 찌래야 조 가시 록 야 뒤도 상호대에서 갈래 로치가 탈치 타워잖아 땡득이 그래.
So some people, they might just read through quickly and finish it quickly, but some people, they will like just read through a few lines and then contemplate on the meaning, and then like that, then read a few lines next day and then contemplate the meaning like that. So then whole in a whole year, if you can just go through once, then that's good enough.
그러나 나 테마 지금 말로 이 삼나 되게 대단하다 당당한서 로토 세건 가도 랩토면 돼.
So like if you have read once, then if you are, oh, okay, I have read once, but then if you try to remember the meaning, then you will not be able to remember all that, right, even though you have read once.
제가 테마 카시로나 아니 된데 삽체 거다네 삽체랑 같다네 막 곰잖아 아니 롤 차예요. 곰자매 되네 제가 또바타나 또바께 그래.
But if you have read many times and then spend some time reading and contemplating on those texts, then it will help. And then later, then you say, oh yeah, this is what it's talking about there. I remember now because I've read many times like that, or a couple of times like that. So so reading a couple of times and then spending little time to do contemplation on each subject will help.
어찌 다 나진 게 뭐나 안에 소속이 냠래 로좀 가르치나 로좀 강치 받아 냠래가 돌아빠대지 노트 답시시에 뺏는 거 작은.
And also then whatever you have studied, trying to apply that into your practice, is very important.
이제 삼성 가서 어떤 시라메면 되려 그래. 너 되면 되려 그래. 엄마 단지 వెళ్ళ래. 드리장장 전에 소중문에 냠래게 자이명으로 차도도 드리 많이 봐시. 식당 전다 뭐 참매가 노당 그 시국을 다이나 수술을 양치. 다 우토니가 가르쳐거든 다 고고 맞대 봤지. 난 내리지 도도 고하고 그러.
So when we study, we just study also, okay, this is the view of the Sautrantika school, or this is the view of the Chittamadan school, this is the view of the Madhyamika school. And Madhyamika school says this, and Sautrantika says this, or Chittamadan says this, like that, we say like that, what they think. But then we should also try to put, apply that, to ourselves. So this is how it is. like that. And this is how it is. This is how I should see like that. And that's you have to apply that, into your practice.
제가 다때 가래건나 참 이제 상식을 셈 공부니 따와라 때 거가 자도나 다된 것도 락차 연하면 노동원에 돼 작을.
So that way, if you gain some understanding and experience, in the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and correct view emptiness, and then you can apply that into your practice. If you apply that into your practice, daily practice, and then gain some experience from that, then that is the best thing, thing we can take with us to our next lives.
그래서 남자 다른 것도 내가 전에 당한 주말이 자체다만 가로 리타이먼트 자체가 걸라 수준이 그때 같아. 예전에 대초는 나도 셈라 좀 뽑아도 여러 가지 딩센도 도와.
So just like whatever incomes that you have been putting in the savings, like Social Security or the 401, 403, whatever the retirement plans you have. If you have something that you have, placed in it, and then you can be relaxed and oh yeah, I have this kind of plans for my retirement.
제가 가서 템 딩센탈 따달래긴도. 다 되는지 샴니지 샹식고 삼다 때 손동안에나 당문에 네 팽이 내 고요도 고서 땡들면 셰 나도 로좀 마모지 제 당문에 다 가게 팽이서나 라반지 때문에 잘 때문인가 마모요. 엠민가도 미 마모들요.
So like that, you have something that you can be confident, or feel relaxed about. So just like that. So whatever practices, teachings that you have studied, try to put them in a practice, and then with that practice, like especially the practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and correct view, and then you can say, okay, I know this, and I have some experience with this, and I don't have to worry about my at the time of death or into my future lives like that.
오케이. 다 대시당도 난 남주 삼로 땅다 제당으로 땅으로 되는데다. 근데 그거도 매당 전도로 가야 기신 캐바들어야 다 갱고 다 가로 땅같이 냠내치야지 장으로 넣어서 된대 로지되는 요.
And so anyway, so this is important, so whatever you have studied, put into practice, apply that into practice. Otherwise, if you just leave it at the intellectual knowledge level, then it doesn't really touch your mind. Then it doesn't help you. Of course, so whatever we are studying, that's what we have to put into practice. And you are, of course, not only you, but even like the Geshes, sometimes they have this kind of feelings. They say they've been studying whole life, right? And then become Geshe with that study. They have all the knowledge about that. But then they say at the end, they say, oh, I should go and receive some teaching on how to do the practice. So whatever they are studying is what they have to practice, but then they're searching for something else to practice. Like that. So that happens, even with the Geshes. So you're not bad if you think like that.
오케이. 제가 다 되는 것도 가르치고 나도 맨날 샴 니제 샹축상을 삼보다 되게 사람 보내나 다른 거라야 로종 체지 셴바kan 같이 나서 로종 체 냠내 대가라지 아니 또 많이 따와서 대변 대가라 삼다 다 수소 가리기 팽이도 아니 대가라 직셈 망아체 샤고도.
So you can do a study on everything, right? So, but at the end, you should all this practice, all the studies, should be applied to these practices of generating loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, correct view of emptiness, and so forth.
나 단나가도 다 쇼줄레가 두바다 레가다 단나 도마 디나간다 zoba 공부하게 그러was.
So like what we're studying now, is the sixth chapter of the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, right? Which is talking all about patience all the time.
아니 공로도 가져서 솔라 공로서 가르치는 공로도 대자냐는 시작이 그러와.
And how do we get angry? Who do we get angry? When do we get angry? All these things is all talking about that, right?
다들 다 내들이 인사를 내들이 예사를 용거를 삼 샤샤는 백무다 다 도도노지. 당분에 공로서 대다 야보 매버다. 제다 다 제나 공로가 영어도 만들어서 야 또 공로 라이 뭐보사 쳐래. 수수기라 랑치 받으면 젠데 슈치 뭐야가 수수고 따와가 수수고 삼절이야. 네 차바 슈치 뭐가 다 그래. 섬에 다 가져오래. 수수고 삼수대 때 휴정다야. 나와의 때 휴정다나 콘도사용으로 그러와.
And so it talks about how do we, what makes us angry, who makes us angry, who do we become angry with, and so forth, right? And so if you just keep on saying that, then that's just an intellectual knowledge, right? But then at the end you have to say, oh yeah, anger is bad. I should not get angry. I should not be angry. I should, be patient, and like that. And so you have to apply that into yourself. Instead of just say, oh, it's like that, not like that. Not just think that it's like that, but this is what I should do. And that's how we should feel like that.
Okay? Okay, now we go to the text, I think verse 92. We're going to read a couple of texts, verse there, okay? 92?
92.
Yeah, can you read that? 92, 3, 4, 5.
Verse 92, if for the sake of fame I give away my wealth, get myself killed, what can the mere words of fame do then? Since I have died, to whom will they give pleasure? The sandcastles collapse, children howl in despair. Likewise, when my praise and reputation decline, my mind becomes like a little child. And sounds are inanimate, they cannot possibly think of praising me. But as it makes the bestower of praise happy, my reputation is a source of pleasure for me. Whether this praise is directed at myself or someone else, how shall I be benefited by the joy? Since that joy and happiness is his alone, I shall not obtain even a part of it.
Okay. 방금도 당보된다. 접이던다 노동식이 단위전혀 수시나 팀들담지 지셔지 신나들라 주고 요스. 다가 이제 땀다 년라게 된다 수수고 접변조 동사야. 아니 수수고 뭐냐 랑소야 루당상게. 인디가 땀니다 지기 잠지 되는 요스. 다 되네나 다 힘을 갈때 저랑 치카리 패는데 우사들이.
So the first one is the verse 92. It talks about the fame, and like for the sake of fame, we give up our wealth, we give up even our life, and and just for a mere word, for fame, we give up all these things. But then when we die, how does it help, to us? What help is there for us?
뭐 다들 곰작이다. 근데 요래.
So is there such thing like that? Is it like that? The fame is like that? Do we give up our life and even our wealth and even our life? And at the end, who does it really give pleasure to? So we're going to do meditation on that.
아무튼 이제 열외스 연학문에 되는 팽이도 해서 된다.
And so the first thing is it really like that? Is it really like we give up our name, our wealth and name and life for the fame? And if it's like that, then does it really help us to have a happiness or pleasure, especially at the time of death?
차셨는데 요래 벤다. 다 단나가도 벤다. 자급고 신세랑에도 좋은 로송 심하지 당도 와. 소소 때 kopto 가르 kop다 고사들 아야지.
So like the politicians, right? To get to that level of like I don't know, presidency or like a governor or mayor, also this to get to that level, they spend so much time and so much money, to get that, to obtain that status, right?
당나지게 다 아니 소소배 메다 파워레세기 아니 땀 되게 쳐대야 아니 소소 저 마사지나 랑소션들만 보는 거예요.
Power is another.
파워레세가 다지 땀대 라야게 쳐대야 아니 지 마사지나 랑소션들만 보는 거예요.
And then also to obtain this name as a hero, as a hero, and then we engage in these activities, in like a war and so forth. Then you even lose your life, for that kind of status, right?
어때 다 딘디게 땀녀한테 팅팅하게 팅팅하게 특감도 저나 가르쳐는데 was 저나 시베 갈라야 저나 대화 책임도 와서 다 된다들 된도야 당도 되는지 돼야 오늘 때 레드와 사건 상담이다.
So the fame is what? What is the fame? It's a mere word, right? that somebody says, "Oh, he's so good, like that," right? So that's the fame. So it's a mere word, So does it help us, to gain happiness, or does it help us, have a a relaxed or a peaceful death at the time when we die? So that's what we are going to meditate on. Okay.
That the analytical meditation, that the concentration menda. It's like analytical meditation, okay, no concentration. How to it's like that, okay? Then you say, yeah, it's really like that. If you find that, then we have over this name and the fame. It doesn't really help. It's just name or just sound, okay? Maybe a couple seconds, okay? No, yeah. That the no go yung the yung do that. Tam the nyanda the che dengan ju kanji solid ta chinga the general ame the no sheng mo yung go wa. The tunzo so shiv kala kanji pegam do that. Dengan do go nya do. You mute, we don't hear you.
That good.
That good.
So so it is like that, right? So you just analyzed on that, and then does that really help us? Especially at the time of death.
No, right. 한가도 가지고 대제다 미가 또라 따로 마다로 소소 그때는 미치 빠져 되는 거래. 근데 한가도 가지고 되고.
So what we have to understand is that it doesn't matter whether other people praise us or not. What we have to do is what is right.
네. 아니 미가 또라 따 제대 소소 깔리쇼 잡아이나 마타나 소소 sem마가 차도 오 되는 맛이 오거든. 한가도 장 되는 데 로소는 되는 거고.
So if we really work hard to get a praise from others, and then if others don't praise us, then we become sad, disappointed, right? So that's what should not happen. So therefore, whether other praise or not, we just stay neutral, and that way we will not feel unhappy or disappointed if they don't praise us.
Okay, 당연히 되네 대장고인다. 오다 가르쳐받는 수로.
So this is what we have to understand and practice from this.
다때 나도 가르치는 대고를 다 빼래. 맨날 시와 춘주 보고 춘주 somando 다 너네까지 칸바다고서 아니 칸바다 마 시와이나 아니 문에 다 붙는 대도 지바레스.
So then the next verse 93, is an example, giving an example of a child building a sandcastle, and then when that collapses, then they cry. So this is similar to that.
Okay, 다 조치내야.
So verse 93, right? When their sandcastle collapses, children howl in despair. Likewise, when my praise and reputation decline, my mind becomes like little child.
어제 다들 주방 문에 지나다 되는 많이 맞고 그래. 이제 마성할 거 그래.
And so if you are a real practitioner, then you should not be like this.
Okay, 다들 대신 뭐 어떻게 해요? 간지 마음도 샘대 보고 나지 미치기 저 따라다 마다다. 아니 이제 많이 봐지 소중하니 제가 만나 왔지. 저도 제대는 같이 못 잡고 와.
So our mind should not be like a little child, being happy when somebody praises, unhappy when somebody doesn't praise or even like criticize. Not like that. So you should do what is right for you to do. You should do what is right for you to do, and don't expect anything from people to say, oh, you are doing right and you're doing great. Like that. You don't expect that.
Yeah. 다 되지. 다 솔로가 숨지 급주 고시다. 공안이 갈라나 아니 돌아대고 텔 샘트케 근데 돌아탄 거 보나 돌아대고 다지. 다텔 샘트케 말이 근데 네 돌아탄 게 레시 달라 셈메셔 달라 다투 바로 다투 세미 메스 요메스 간지 되니까 돌아탄 게 텔메 세요 말이스. 엠바나 되게 제 돌아탄에 다티 nga chiboyo jere changa lawayinas.
And then the verse 94 and 95, is saying that the praise, somebody saying, "Oh, you are good," like that. That's just a mere word, right? So that mere word, is a sound, and it's inanimate. It doesn't have a mind. It doesn't have a mind to say, "Oh, I'm going to say this to you," and not going to say this, to others like that. It doesn't have that mind.
And tamara wata te memena karina mi pajobi soso tora tamate soso sem gawe jechak do wata lawayinas.
And then even though it doesn't have the mind, right, the sound of the praise doesn't have a mind, inanimate, but if somebody says good, if somebody praises, then that becomes a cause of happiness.
Elawana ta and tigel handla and to go to command pajago and jen yana dal ru jenda dala chishi pens kanje tege ani yamana dala therapy yamana sosola therapy tege ichana karpegen dos tende gawe dewa te kaza kususu gila irmate ichana la shercha yo mares.
And so if somebody says like that, right? So even though it doesn't have a mind, even though it's inanimate, but when somebody says that sound, when you hear that sound from somebody, and you feel happy, that becomes a cause for your happiness. And if that's it, then whether it's a praise, a nice word, from somebody for yourself or for somebody else who you don't like or who you like. So if it's praise for somebody who you don't like, you might get angry. If it's for somebody who you like, then you might be happy. So all these are just a sound. How does that make you happy? Is how should that make you happy? Because it's a sound, used, for somebody, you like or you don't like. So how should that make you any happy?
제가 단도도 마치 그 뛰어나오자 그래 간제게 이제 돌아다녀야 되기 소소라 백 말이 오 파주 돌아다니는 파주도 대원에 되게 대화되는 지나갈 백 말이스 그러나 대화마도.
That praise doesn't really help you. The praise to yourself doesn't help you, and then praise to someone who you like also doesn't help you.
Okay, and that in the tuition to chulo gupchuko chulo shada.
And then in verse 96, if I do find happiness in their happiness, then surely I should feel the same way towards all. And if this were so, then why am I unhappy when others find pleasure in that which brings them joy?
뭐지 다 저는 미 생각이 안에 semke 가와데 수술 가와지리 요이나 아니 저는 된리 가와데 semje 정말 가와 공부 그러 와서 자 대주 제도 뭐도 와서.
So it says, if I do find happiness in their happiness, right, then you should have that kind of happiness towards all beings. But that you are not able to do.
제가 소소 가사질라 돌았나 가와자 소소 마가질라 돌았나 가서 마가와자간도 다 텐달까지 텐드가 말이라 돼.
And so it says, like, if someone who we like is praised, then we feel happy. Someone who we don't like is praised, then we feel unhappy. So in reality, it shouldn't be like that. That's what it's saying.
보다 대나들은 다 간단 되게 대나다 내우지 맞게 코강아 나오라고 집안도 다 뭐뭐고 쉬어야 되겠는데 간단 아니 다 네가 돌아다녀 그 다다 마땅하지 수수 샘가고 가담가 맞제사 된다 도트네 된도.
So don't be like excited or happy, when somebody helps, somebody praises you, and don't be like sad or despair, and when somebody doesn't praise or criticizes you, it's saying that it should not feel like, it should not be like that.
다도 칼레 카운다 페칼레도 안도 카디나 나도 테 냠뇽메한다 냠네 샤고치토면 테 레로메도.
Of course, it's said that it should not be like that in the teaching, but because we are so used to be like that, right? So it's not easy for us. When somebody praises us, we automatically become happy, automatically become attached to that. So of course it's not not easy, but because we are like that, that's why we get lots of problems. But if we don't do like that, just like it said in the teaching, then we do not face these problems.
에다다 수수고 삼로 당 페샤데로네 다티브라 수수고 dom자고다 오단데 체면도 안데 문에 팽면도 와스.
And so now what you have to do is you have to change your familiarity. So now you're very familiar with becoming very happy easily, and now you have read in the teachings, yeah, it's like that, so it should not be like that. Now you should make yourself familiar to not be affected by that kind of praise or criticism.
다 테네 마가데 수수고 레바슈자 수수 레바나지 미파조 마자와나 가도 마치고다 테네 체메와.
And that's of course because of our expectation, right? So I'm doing good, so people should say I'm doing good. I should get praise for that. That's the expectation we have, right? And that is wrong. And because of that, then we feel unhappy when we don't get that kind of praise as we expect. And so therefore, having that kind of expectation is not good.
Okay, you like that? Okay, everyone say yes. How are you guys? Like that? Then try to put into our practice a little bit. You cannot change it one day. You cannot change it 1 year. But if you can slowly, if you take serious, you can really change. A lot of things, because we don't take serious, this is the problem. You say, yeah, this is true, that we don't really take serious. We don't want to give up. Okay? I think it's like that, then also I have to go somewhere, then we can stop here. Yeah?
Praises you because you did a good job. I mean, whatever. So it's okay to get in that moment. It's okay to feel pleasure in that. Correct. The problem is when you cling to it. Is that right?
What do you say?
Say somebody says to you, "Okay,
you're a good person.
Oh, you good. You did a good job.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, so that
You can enjoy that.
right. As long as you don't carry it like into, as long as you don't cling to it and.
Yeah, that's good. You can enjoy. If someone prays, you enjoy, but not looking for someone to pray, because you're looking for someone to pray. If they don't do, you feel bad. I did a very good job. They don't care. Therefore,
Praise.
if you praise,
Doing something well, just do it well and not for praise.
yeah, not looking for that. If you're looking for that, if they don't do, you say, what they ignorant that. But we're looking, right, for all of us. They praise, I enjoy. Oh, thank God. We enjoy. But not looking for that. This is the problem. Make sure it's not big mistake, okay? Or we cannot enjoy. We can enjoy. Someone says, you are good. Thank you, it's good. Not looking. Problem is, if we're looking, they don't do that, then we feel bad. Right? Okay. I think now we stop. I have to go. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Please turn to page 39 for Thanksgiving Bible offering. Saji perki jukshin ne chok tram ri rab ling ji ni de gyen pa di sangye jing du ling te oan yi droko nam da jing la cher pa shuk je tsun lam me ku te rab tin ching nam ka trin le chok shir ge pa dam no sang ten pe dren me sa sung yi dro e mun sel tak tu nik yur chig idam guru ratma manalaka miryatayami. Page 43, the short long life prayer for His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chen Rezik remain in life till samsara's end. Savior, the Snowland teachings and transmigratory beings who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. Page 49, the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mahayana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Page 57, prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's state, place each and every sentient being, without exception, in that state. Precious Supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Page 75, Nik Ma. Mik mei tse mei ter chen chen rezik, Dreaming can pay one po jam pel yang, dang chen ke pe su gen song kappa, lo san drak pe jabla sola de.
Okay, thank you everyone. Maybe Jennifer can get up, give a little bit cookie for everyone. Okay, sorry you guys doesn't get a cookie.
Thank you.
Very good cup set.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Bob, Damsho. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Damsho, and thank you, Bob.
This is called cup set, okay?
Okay. Oh.
There's a fried dough. It has butter and sugar.
Wow.
It's fried. You can take more. Yeah, Jackie is really delicious. Okay?
Thank you, Geshe.
It's beautiful.